Watson's puzzle. I'm afraid it's about Veronica's kids. Someone doesn't want Veronica to have them. Obviously, there's a custody battle. Do custody battles sometimes end in violence? Unfortunately, yes. And, you know, do family court judges make wrong decisions on who to give the children to? Yeah. While yet still today, what Professor Geary said is what was found to be the case with Rodin family massacre back 7 to 8 years ago. One baby's dad and his family killed. How many people was it? I think 8.
Oy.
Well, we see these things happening throughout the country. Watson's puzzle, I'd go with the X first. If it's him, it's a nightmare to take Jillian too. Yes, absolutely. Mr. Electric, Ron, I'm a street guy. Strangers don't attack 2 grown women in broad ass daylight. It just doesn't happen. They knew their attacker. Mr. Electric, that's what we're trying to say. We're trying to say that we believe, and we don't know. This is gut. This is gut feeling, and some of the evidence that we're hearing right now. Margaret Hearn, I want to believe OSBI using drones with infrared to search for recent land disturbance in case they were taken and buried. Yeah, I mean, that's what Bobby Chacon said, is that we got to check, do a full-scale search of the ground with drones and with dogs.
The belongings are still vehicle, but it doesn't sound like they know if the women have their belongings on them. In a social media post, a family member said that the last ping of Veronica's phone was where that car was. OSBI wouldn't confirm or deny that, but I wanted to know, was the car out of gas? Did it have tires that had been slashed? What would have caused these women to leave? And it doesn't seem like any of that was the case, because he said they were trying to figure out why they would have left the vehicle.
Very, very strange. Do we know, much more about these women? Were they longtime friends? I mean, there's a bit of an age difference. I think it's about 12 years between the two of them. I mean, what do we know about them and their relationship?
We don't know a ton. We do know that Veronica and Jillian were friends. How good of friends they were is a little bit of a mystery as well. Determining what their relationship is something investigators are looking into, is one of the first things they were trying to figure out. So we know they are friends. We know that Jillian, they're from the same area. They live in the same area. Jillian's husband is a preacher, and that she was helping Veronica with this ride to apparently go either visit her children or pick up her children. What they were doing there is unclear, but we know, Brian, that they did not get to their destination.
Do we know anything about their significant others, Caitlin?
It's interesting. That is one of the first questions I asked investigators, and they said that they're looking into, of course, everyone. They're looking into all of their friends and family, everyone who is close with them. But of course, I wanted to know, are you looking at significant others or perhaps exes? But we don't know anything about that, other than the fact that Jillian's husband is a preacher. And so, of course, we know his name and who he is. And they're all sharing these missing persons flyers, trying to get more information about their whereabouts. But aside from that, who investigators are looking into, it seems like it's everyone at this moment.
No, it's not everyone. It's I think they specifically have someone targeted. I mean, of course, part of a victimology is that they study the background of the victim. And right away, what's going to hit you and slap you across the face is that Veronica is involved in a custody dispute. Right. That is what's going to pour cold water right in your face, shoot it right in your face, and it's going to wake you up. So now let's look, who's she having a dispute with? One, her former mother-in-law, or the baby daddy, as we call it in New York City, mother. And then you got to look at the baby daddy, because you guys in Oklahoma don't want me to call him a common law husband, but that's what I would call him. So that's what law enforcement is targeting. Believe me, trust me, that is who they are looking at. They're not looking at everyone. It's been 5 days now. They're narrowing this down. They are looking at someone specifically. When they find the car, and right away they say there's foul play by looking at the car, I don't see this as a stranger abduction. I really don't see it as that. Mike.
Yeah, Billy, it's, you got to just go with realistically what is probably the case. And the police will always say they're turning over every stone. They're investigating everybody. We're going to have to, everybody's a suspect, because they want the families to know that they're doing the best they can. So it's kind of like, phrases to use to comfort them. And they are looking at people, and they will start interviewing people. And within a few hours, they're going to, by the time they get to hear about